Hello guys, Zennosh here, and today in this video of Exos Heroes, I'm here to present you guys a guide on the latest Eternal Bond series that's providing us an option of two generals, one being the Schmid and the next being the Shufraken. So who are you supposed to select? That's the question out here, because you can only get one out of these two hero units. First, let's have a brief discussion on each of them, and we will have our insights and judgments a little bit later. Let's start with the Schmid himself. My oh my, thanks to the latest introduction of the faithful Schmid, he has been gaining a lot of popularity out there because of his ability to be placed in any kind of nation team out there, whether it be the Greenland, whether it be the Western Red, or whether it be the Lenom team. Alright, you can place him in any nation team out there and he's just gonna work so fine. He just fits perfectly, and that makes him very versatile. And on top of that one, he can counter the ongoing stall meta based on the damage immunity, or let's say the Fedcore Tantalo himself. Alright, because he actually heavily penalizes those opponents that triggers the damage immunity effect, like let's say decrease in the attack and defense by 80%. That's the ability of the Fedcore Schmid. And the Schmid himself can provide that master footsteps and prey effect in the battlefield that allows your units or your allies to have a lot of extra turns. And even if the battle is supposed to unfavor you, you can still dominate your opponents out there in the battlefield because of the extra turns that you gain. It's just too OP. Alright, whether it be the historic content battles or whether it be the Devastating battles, you are going to get a lot of advantage out there thanks to a massive number of extra turns that you are gonna get. Alright, next is gonna be the Guardian effect that will allow our Schmid to reduce the incoming damage by up to 90%. That is massive. Even if our Schmid is an attack type unit, he can actually act like a very good tank. Alright, and that makes him very amazing in it. And on top of that one, he can deal a massive single target nuking damage. Deals 1050% damage to a single target, and it's a burst effect as well. I would say this is the skill that deals the highest damage in the entire game. So yeah, it's really good, isn't it? Whether it be the story corners to fight against the boss units, or let's say in the Devastating battles to kick the ass of those pesky tanky units like let's say Ulum and so on, you can actually use this skill to beat the crap out of them. So it's really good indeed. And that's the Schmid out there. And the next one is gonna be the Shufraken. Well, Shufraken himself is not really as that amazing as Fedcore Schmid in terms of individual basis, alright? But when you are actually going to consider the nation itself, definitely our Fedcore Shufraken is gonna have superior advantage. Why? Because there are so many fated hero units, legendary hero units, rare hero units that falls under the banner of the Fedcore Shufraken, even including the Fedcore Iris, alright? But when we are talking about the nation of the Schmid, he's pretty much a very lonely unit. Only two fated hero units, one being the Showa, next being the Awakened Gion that falls below him. And there's not even a single legendary hero unit, or let's say rare hero unit, or even magical hero unit under his banner, if I'm not wrong. Alright, I think there are some common hero units under his banner, and that's all there is to add. His nation is pretty much very poor in terms of really good hero units to back him up. Alright, so that's why he's kind of like a nomad. Alright, you just cannot really form a really good team out of his nation, and that is a really great disadvantage of the Schmid. But when we are talking about the Shufraken, he has a lot of amazing hero units under his banner, which you can use to dominate your opponents in the battlefield out there with a lot of signature force advantage. Alright, and signature force really do reward the nation hero units. Alright, if you have the hero units from the same nation, the signature force keeps on rewarding you more and more. Alright, like let's say up to like 30% of stat boost to your attack, defense, and so on. And that is massive. That actually improves your battle performance even further. And if your team is really catered around Fedcore Shufraken and Fedcore Valentina, you are really supposed to get your Shufraken, especially if you have not unlocked his signature force version 1.1. Alright, and if you have Fedcore Valentina, and if you really want to push through with Fedcore Valentina, then you should actually prioritize on getting his signature force up to at least version 1.4, signature force 1.4, where our Valentina as well is gonna receive that 16 attack speed boost, because Valentina really needs a lot of attack speed, guys, because she is a very slow unit, and if she can actually be faster, Oh my god, you definitely are going to get a lot of advantage out there because our Fedra Valentina is a ticking time bomb. When she uses her skills on the opponents out there under the effect of the Shufraken out here, guys, what's gonna happen is that like the opponents will lose all the mana they have and they will not be able to recover any mana at all for the next 10 turns. And well, you can just have a very good gameplay out there because you are going to make the opponents to play with no mana, and if they have no mana, your opponents are pretty much very weak indeed in front of you. And well, you can just stall them out or you can just have your own way, whatever that is. All right, and that is the possibility with the Fate Core Shufraken and the Fate Core Valentina. So if your team is really focused on them, definitely you are supposed to pick the Shufraken. And also like other heroines, like let's say Fate Core Iris, also take really good advantage out of it. And Fate Core Iris is pretty much a very essential unit in the Zennosh standard battles. So keeping and considering all those things in mind, definitely Shufraken is a really great option out there as well. So talking about those two things, definitely both of them look so competitive, isn't it? So who are you supposed to select? Should you be really going with the Fate Core Schmid, who is a very lonely hero but with very massive amazing skill bonuses, or should you really go with the Shufraken, whose skill itself is not really that superb, alright? But when we are considering the nation itself, he is very rich. He actually has so many units that follow his banner, alright? And with that, definitely you will have more freedom in creating a team that might be more effective. All right, so what is supposed to select? Okay, first of all, let's have this condition: provided that you don't have the signature force of any one of them, I would say try to go with Schmid if you already have Fate Core Schmid. If you don't have Fate Core Schmid, just forget it. You can just go with Shufraken, alright? But you already have Fate Core Schmid and you have not still been able to unlock his signature force 1.1, you should be going with the Fate Core Schmid right away, alright? And if you already have signature force 1.1 of Schmid, and if you don't have the signature force 1.1 of the Shufraken, then you are supposed to go with the Shufraken. Try to have the signature force unlocked of at least 1.1 version for each of them, so that you can actually start building a very versatile team, alright? Whether it be the story corners or whether it be the Zennosh battles, alright? Provided that you have unlocked signature force 1.1 for both of them, you can actually start building the signature force of the Shufraken, alright? Because there are so many other heroes that actually take advantage out of the Shufraken out there. But if your main team is not Shufraken, you really are not really that interested in building the team around Shufraken, at that time you definitely want to go with this Schmid, because Schmid, he can fit in any team, unlike Shufraken. Alright, because for Shufraken you have to be very selective on what particular units you are actually going to place in your team. Whereas for Schmid, you can place him in any team out there. That is the advantage that you are gonna get with Schmid, alright? So yeah, in that case, definitely you might want to really pick the Schmid out there if you really do not consider to build a team around Shufraken, alright? Because the combination of the Shufraken and Valentina is pretty, it's a little bit unstable, guys, because of the lot of regions out there, especially the Fate Core Valentina being quite slow out there. If you have not really good invested signature force in the North One Frosty, definitely Valentina is going to suffer a lot of disadvantage out there in the battlefield, alright? But if you have already considered everything around, then Shufraken definitely is a really good option out there. But if you really do not believe in the team of North One Frosty, having Fate Core Shufraken and Fate Core Valentina in your team, definitely you might want to go with the Schmid out there. So that's gonna be my verdict. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below, like, who you are really going to choose. Is it gonna be the Schmid himself, or is it gonna be the Shufraken? Alright, for me, I would definitely go with the Schmid himself. Alright, I really do want to get him because I gotta unlock his signature force 2.2. Alright, and that's gonna be it. So, well, let's start this bond out here and let's get it on. Alright, that's gonna be it. I will be able to get him after 30 days. Yes, if you are a beginner, then you gotta know this. Just because you have selected Schmid from the Eternal Bone doesn't mean that you will be able to get him right away. You gotta fulfill the login series of up to a total of 30 days, and at the end of the 30th day you will be able to get this Schmid himself. All right, so that's gonna be it. Don't even miss a single day of login, or else it will like stop at that time, or you will have to pay a certain amount of cess to compensate for the sin that you committed by not logging into this game. All right, so be careful about that one. Schmid is a really great unit, and I did selected him. You can still go with the like Shufraken as well, because he definitely has a lot of advantage to his side as well. All right, so with that said, guys, I would say that is pretty much it for today. Let me know in the comment section below, like, who are you really who you really are going to pick. I would really love to know your views and opinions. And with that said, see you guys in the next video.